Thank you very much, Kathy Flores. Darren, hello. What about Portillo's? Gabe? You had 350 at a Tesla protest? New subscriber, love your content. Thank you very much. Sending great vibes from California. Rock on, Texas, aloha. We're gonna do a little prep work for later on tonight. Yes, we're rolling dubs. Everybody, partner up. Yeah, I like Portillo's a lot. Thank you very much, Canada. I will stay on target. Thank you very much. Sarcastic sister, hello. There's a Tesla protest. Here's my opinion on Tesla protest. Don't. Just don't buy them. That's your protest. Stop buying his products. There's your protest. He doesn't give a fuck if you're out in front of his Tesla dealerships. He gives a fuck if he can't sell Teslas. So stop buying Teslas. Greetings from Chile. I don't get a lot of love from Chile. Ohio, hello. Somebody speaking a foreign language I don't understand. Manitoba, how you doing up there? Oh yeah, hey there. I have no idea how the Cybertruck got good safety ratings. No, he doesn't give a fuck if you're standing outside of his dealership. He only gives a fuck if you're... Here's the deal. When's the last time you saw Elon Musk cry? Here recently in an interview. Why? What made him cry? The fact that he's losing money. And people are gleeful about it. Why don't you support Trump? Because I love America. And the two don't go hand in hand. They're not compatible. Big fan of yours. You're the epitome of common sense. Thank you very much. I don't know about that, but thank you for the kind words. Keep up the great work. From West by God, Virginia, I'll tell you what, I'll whoop you like Patton for a dance. I'll be on you like gum on a park bench, boy. How big a boy are you anyway? Ain't nothing for me to whoop a boy today. By God, I'll tell you. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Home of Roy goddamn Mercer. By God, I'll whoop the floor with your ass, then whoop it for not getting up in the corners, I'll tell you. Alberta, Canada, how you doing? Matthew Riley, thank you for becoming a member to my page. I appreciate each and every paid member to my page, so thank you very much. Have you heard of the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact? I've heard of it. I have not done a lot of reading on it, so I don't know a lot about it. My apologies. Hello from Massachusetts. Hello. Love you and your content. Thank you very much. Houston, hello. Got friends and family in Houston. Y'all motherfuckers are off the chain first and foremost in Houston, man. Houston's like one of the few places you can go where while you're driving down the highway, you can see just how bad your car is going to be underwater should it rain just a little too much. More importantly, Houston is the home of Lupe Tortilla. And Lupe Tortilla is the fucking shit. Levi. Why did Levi get timed out? What did Levi do? Hey, Scotland. It floods like stupid here? Yes. Why won't Canada just become a U.S. state? Let me ask you something, Jason. If Canada wanted the United States to become its next province, would you just become their next province? Would you give up your sovereignty? Does your sovereignty come with a dollar amount? Come with a price tag? I mean, you're suggesting that the Canadian sovereignty does. Houston is number 2 for food compared to New Orleans. Have you been to Chicago? Have you been to New York? You and your bestie are lost in the woods. Cuddle up and use body temperature to keep yourself warm. I don't know what to tell you. Lord knows I couldn't find you. Am I going to a Tesla protest? No. My Tesla protest is just not buying his shit. Am I using the smoky filter? I am the smoky filter. The only thing people like Elon Musk listen to is money. You want to protest him? Don't buy his shit. Once again, he doesn't give a fuck if you're standing outside of one of his dealerships. Doesn't care. If anything, it brings attention to his dealerships, negative or positive. Just buy his shit. That's the only thing that makes him hurt. It's the only thing that's going to have any effect. You hit that motherfucker in the pocketbook. How's the cat? Which cat are you talking about? Chicago and New York, but I can't disagree on New Orleans. New Orleans is some bomb ass food. Fucking love New Orleans. My favorite city outside of Chicago. What's Levi doing? Hang on. What's he doing? John or Tom? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean, Levi? Explain to me what it is you're trying to ask. The one that loves to be by your wife. I don't even know what that means. Man, there's just like some weird shit in Alive, you know what I mean? Congratulations on your escape from the mental hospital. Do you love the Great White Hope and his cabinet of Avengers because he's going to make America great again? When's that going to begin? Oh, Eddie. My wife says we're talking about Eddie. Well, they said the cat, and since there are 5 cats, I didn't know if they were talking about one of the 5 cats or if they were talking about a part of your anatomy. I just wasn't sure. Your jokes aren't funny. It's Gracie. Zachary, hello. The gray tabby is fine. He's, as always, codependent as fuck, attached to my wife's hip. I don't have advice for business. We have 5 cats and a dog and a 13-year-old boy. So there are a lot of animals living in the house. A 20-year-old daughter, home from college for spring break. Can you shred on that guitar behind you? Nope, I have no idea how to play, never learned. Levi is just being a stupid troll? Okay. Then I got no problem with him being gone. Oftentimes I want to hear what they have to say before they get bounced because I like to have fun with them. If he's being a stupid troll, I totally understand. I didn't see any of his follow-ups. Cool haircut. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's just my normal haircut. Same one I've been getting since I was 15 years old. Look at that. Enough to roll 2 dupes. You guys got me for a little while longer, post doob rolling. But then I got to go upload videos and things of that nature. Get my videos lined up for tomorrow. But we hang out for a little while longer. When will there be a new podcast episode? I don't know that there's going to be a new podcast episode. I'm trying to sort of combine the two podcast formats into a regular weekly live here on YouTube, which I do on Tuesday. And I got to focus on what makes money right now. And the podcasts don't make money. I mean, they make some money, but we're talking hundreds a month, not thousands. So, hey, it's Santa. No, it's Santifa. What is your take as to why Musk sold X? I haven't read about the sale of X yet. I've just heard about it in here. I've been making content, actually. Who did he sell it to? I didn't think he would ever give up possession of it, but he sold it to himself? Get the fuck out of here. Then he didn't sell it. He sold it to XAI. Yeah, I did a video about Conor McGregor in Ireland. You love my beard. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So he sold X, or Twitter, to his own AI startup for $19 billion. Yeah, it's a fucking shell game at that point in time. It's a shell game. Take it easy, Dominique. Santa doesn't curse. That's a good goddamn thing I'm not Santa then. $48 billion. That's a fucking chunk of dough. All stocks, no cash. Yeah, this is all about taxes at this point in time. Hello, Golden Piggy. Interesting name. Hi, Tom. My grandma loves you. Ha ha ha. She calls and says, did you see Tom's new videos? Well, then send me a message about grandma and I'll give her a shout out or something. I don't know. What's up, grandma? We're here to chat about anything, man. When I go live, there really isn't a subject unless I have a guest. And I brought that guest on for a specific reason. But when I go live, it's just whatever the fuck we want to talk about. I usually go live while I'm rolling some dubs, which is what I was just doing. Her name's Mary Jane. She says, he's not that big guy. Thanks for being there. Yes, it's a steal your face lightning bolt that's from the dead. Is somebody talking about the guitar? Sorry, there are a lot of comments that are flying by. I'm not catching all of them, obviously. Yes, that is a Grateful Dead guitar. You can see here it's got the lightning bolt. It's the 13-point lightning bolt that's in the steal your face imagery, and you can see it's got the red, white, and blue paint job. What is the steal your face imagery? That's that thing. You guys have seen it a million times. The skull with the lightning bolt, with the big head. That's the Grateful Dead steal your face. There's the lightning bolt on the guitar. Yes, I am a deadhead. Hello, Arkansas. How you doing? Watch you every chance. Love your spin on current topics. You and Hawk are the best. Thank you very much. Hawk and I actually appeared on each other's podcasts, so to speak, back in the day. There are episodes floating around of us talking to each other in a podcast format here on YouTube. Yes, the Grateful Dead. Sending good vibes from Belgium. Right on. The Gulf of Mexico is not the Gulf of America. It's still the Gulf of Mexico. 1958 show tracked down the end of the world Trump store. I saw a video on TikTok about that. Actually, there have been Trumps mentioned a few times. There was an episode of the Twilight Zone, I believe, where a con man named Trump. Write this one down. Seriously, there was an episode, I believe, of Twilight Zone where a con man named Trump was trying to convince the townspeople to let him build a monorail system through their town, and he was really just trying to bilk them of all of their money. Google calls it the Gulf of America. I don't fucking care. It's been the Gulf of Mexico for hundreds of years, and it's still the Gulf of Mexico. And a handful of dumb fucks are going to call it the Gulf of America for the next few years, and then a chunk of them will go back to calling it the Gulf of America, and a small minority of them will continue on calling it the Gulf. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember when we saw right-wingers throw a fucking hissy fit in this country over French fries, and they started referring to them as freedom fries, and we weren't going to fucking call them French fries anymore because the French wouldn't let us fly over their airspace in order to conduct an airstrike somewhere? Yeah, how many fucking people do you see calling it French fries today? Gulf of America will go the way of French fries, or freedom fries, I should say. Gulf of Mexico, or America, will go the way of the freedom fries movement. It's the Gulf of Mexico, and only idiots refer to it as the Gulf of America. You guys remember freedom fries. You remember that bullshit. And what happened with it? Like, nowhere did it fucking take hold. Nowhere. There is nowhere in America where people are ordering freedom fries in 2025. Yeah, it would appear that MAGA can respect chosen names. Who knew? Some songs say the Gulf of Mexico in their songs, and it won't be changed. No, it won't. Little Pink Houses, John Mellencamp. Little Pink Houses for you and me. There's winners and there's losers, and there's people that pay the bills that care. There's a line in there somewhere where it goes, people go to work in some high rise and then vacation down at the Gulf of Mexico. It's always going to be the Gulf of Mexico. Wakanda. No shit. How you doing, Wakanda? Used to be constantly up in your neck of the woods. You call them chips instead of French fries? Are you in another country? Or are you from another country? Thank you, Jimmy. I don't really do shout-outs. Because there's always a reason why somebody wants it. Yes, chips is a UK thing, yeah. We call them taters. Hello from Toronto. Hello. Okay, so if I were to go to Canada, this is for my Canadian friends or anybody that's very familiar with Canada. If I were going to decide to pick one city in Canada to go to where I could do a meet and greet somewhere near or in a dispensary where it could be not just a meet and greet, but rather a meet and smoke. I'm trying to figure out if I can put together a few stops in the United States, 3 or 4 stops in the United States, and maybe one Canadian stop. What would that city be? Would it be Toronto? Would it be Vancouver? Would it be Ottawa? Where would it be? Let's come up with some kind of consensus here. And right off the bat, we've got every city being mentioned. Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Ottawa. It's definitely won't be Indianapolis, as that's not a legal state. And if I'm going to do a stop in the Midwest, it's going to be in Chicago. Calgary got that good BC bud. We even got Winnipeg being thrown in here. Yes, Denver's definitely something that I would consider, but we're looking at Canadian cities right now. Oh, you're not going to sell me on a place by telling me how good their seafood is. Okay, so here, let's try this. I'm not too familiar with the statistics of Canada. What's the largest city in Canada, population wise? And what's the population of that city? So Toronto is the largest at, there are 8 million people in Toronto? This one says 4 million. What's going on with Christopher? What's going on? That people are saying it shouldn't be. I'm missing something. Shit went by in a hurry. Sorry. So Toronto is the largest city. Because if I'm going to try and do a meet and greet, what you need to factor in with something of that nature is a large enough population where you might actually draw some people. You know what I mean? Yes, I understand BC stands for British Columbia. The Greater Toronto Area is almost 7 million. So it sounds like the Toronto metro area, otherwise known as the Greater Toronto Area, is just a smidge smaller than the Chicagoland area, clocking in at about 9.2 million. Toronto itself is about 3 million. Any good dispensaries in Toronto? Really stringent laws in Toronto? Like, can we meet in a park and smoke in Toronto, or is that a no-no? I'll have to do the due diligence on the laws there myself. No offense, I'm not going to take anybody's word for it, but I'm just wondering if anybody knows off the top of their head. Vancouver is prettier, but Toronto is way more friendly. Interesting. Christopher has a head injury? What the fuck am I missing? Am I just not seeing somebody's comments? Hang on a second, I'm scrolling back. I'm like not seeing shit. Well, that's the point. Is you want to draw people, right? You know, you want to be able to go to cities where you're going to have a large enough population where you're going to actually draw some people, because you're going there to do, an event, so to speak. Oh, gotcha, Christopher. Yeah, if somebody could get them out of here if they're still in here, that would be greatly appreciated. Google Vancouver 420. Let me screen grab that for later reference. Thank you very much. Just a meet and greet. That's what the event is supposed to be about. I want to visit a few cities in some cannabis friendly areas. Do a meet and greet, but more kind of like maybe a meet and smoke. You know what I mean? I don't know if they still have the High Times convention. I'll have to look into that. Anywhere you see an ashtray is a public permission to smoke cannabis too. I'll look into that. But yeah, I did get a fresh haircut this morning. As a matter of fact, I didn't get a haircut. I got them all cut. Aloha back at you. Are you talking about John? Are you talking about the neighbor two doors down with the pickup truck in the street with the sawhorse behind it? Is that the situation you're talking about? Yeah, I had one interaction with him in that I had a landscape company, and it was really just it was a pickup truck and a trailer and me and some guys, and we went out and worked every day. And I would park it on the street in front of my house, two doors down from his, and he called the village because you can't have the trailer on the street. And so I had to park my truck and trailer in the driveway because he called because I was parking on the street. Um, and he would call the village sometimes when I had a burn pile going in the backyard, which is legal. We love your humor. Thank you very much. Yes, that is a haircut you could set your watch to. That's the Johnny Unitas right there. That's the high and tight. That's the low maintenance, right? You just wake up and give it one of those. Here you got a lot more going on. But here it's just and you're gone. Vancouver has held a huge cannabis culture festival since 1995. Fuck me running. When is that? Vancouver what? Vancouver Cannabis Culture Festival. Un motherfucking momento. Well, it's done. Join us on Wednesday, March 5th at the Sheridan Vancouver Wall Center for BC's premier liquor and cannabis conference. Well, I don't know if that's it. I don't know that that's it. What is this? Un momento. Yeah, hell of an age verification. Are you 18? Click yes. Thursday, March 27th, 2025, 1 to 8 p.m., Vancouver, British Columbia. Kind Gardens Cannabis event. Okay. So, organized by Can Expo. Oh, hang on a second. Can Expo, CANNEXPO, is Toronto's cannabis lifestyle show happening October 24th to the 25th, 2025 at the Queen Elizabeth Building Exhibition Place. This is a 2 day event that will unite customers, bud tenders, retail store owners, industry professionals, and the Canna Curious in a celebration of the thriving cannabis retail market. Me. Are we going to Toronto in October? Man. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to Denver for the 420 Fest on April 20th because that's also Easter. So that is simply not happening. How is it daytime? The Earth like went around again. I have a living grower, my brother, and I send him to wherever he wants to go. Nice. Good for your brother. The hash bash? Ronaldo or Messi? No fucking clue. You're on Haight Ashbury? Right on. Tell me if there's a place there we can hold a meet and greet. Excuse me. Gibson or Martin? Neither. D'Angelico. America is great again. That'll be your little secret. If you ever decided to grow, it's a great hobby to grow. I would love to jump into some growing, but it's illegal for recreational purposes here, and there's just no point in it at this point in time. Is Canada friendly for black people? I have no idea. I've never been there. Podcasts are on pause. I've kind of combined the two podcasts into one entity, which is a new weekly event I do on YouTube every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. It's a live event that's sort of like a podcast. We're going to be talking about politics and maybe occasionally having guests on. But right now, I need to put the podcast on the back burner because I need to focus on what makes money. Social media content creation is paying our bills currently. And so focusing on the portions of the social media content that pays the bills is crucial right now. And that would be YouTube videos, TikTok shop videos, live events on social media, and not the podcasts. You can get a medical card to grow in the state of Illinois. I haven't gotten a medical card. I'm sure I would qualify for one in some way, shape, or form. Is the U.S. going to survive? Yes. Big fan on Bearded Voice of Reason. Thank you. If I'm the voice of reason, by the way, if I'm the voice of reason, we are all fucked. You might as well just fucking throw caution to the wind. You know what I mean? Just no pants, Pooh Bear it all day long, anywhere you want to go. You want to drink that Portillo's cake shake? Then fucking have it. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? You quit smoking and you've been itching to go back. Fucking get yourself a pack. You know what I mean? Language, mate? What about my language? I'm going to tell you straight out. If you're offended by language, you are in the wrong place. You are in the wrong place. Call GOP congressmen and demand they resign their seats in Congress. Yeah, good luck. Those son of a bitches never hold themselves accountable. I don't even have an idea about the midterm predictions just yet. How about we get through the special elections on Tuesday? Unless you're talking about Tom for president of who's going to go grab the Taco Bell, no, there will be no Tom for president. Medical cards still pay tax on cannabis here in the state of Illinois. They just pay less tax. I've never had Del Taco. What kind of green am I smoking on? I don't even know what the fuck it's called. I don't even know if there's a name on this bag this time around. There is not a name on the bag. But it's that's the stuff. So he usually he writes a name on there, and I don't really pay that much attention. I keep telling him you don't have to write the names on there, man. Whatever it is, he usually has good shit though. It's herb, the weed, ganja, sticky icky, the illy, jazz cabbage, broccoli wand, the Lord's lettuce, 420, marijuana, grass, hemp. That's not hemp. Herb. Kankakee County. I go through Kankakee County on my way to southern Indiana and on my way back from southern Indiana. You're starting your channel in a few weeks? Right on, good luck. Dank, the chronic, yes. Yeah. The wacky tobacco. You get weed off the street in Iowa. They closed all the stores here. Did Iowa ever legalize it? I can't remember if Iowa ever legalized it. And if so, why would they close all the stores? But do I smoke it for pain relief? Sure, we'll go with that. I mean, it helped. It helped a lot when I had my hip replaced. I'll tell you that much. A finite amount of time on the pain medications that they gave you, and then just fucking hit the weed. Marijuana. Maui Wowie. Sounds like a fucking jungle around here. Pretty soon the trees will be leafed out, and the birds will really, I mean, so we have a couple of bird feeders in the back, and we're going to get a couple more bird feeders for the back, and we have some bird houses. We're going to get a couple more. We're going to get some more bird baths and whatnot, and then we put out peanuts and shit. And so we are feeding all manner of birds. We're feeding squirrels. We're feeding chipmunks. We're feeding a possum that lives under the deck. We have obviously a shit ton of rabbits in our area. It is just, it's, it looks like Snow White's backyard back there. Just fucking little critters all over the goddamn place. So we're going a little bit over the top this year when it comes to protecting the garden. I'm going to be going to getting some garden fencing for the garden that I think is going to work well. That in combination, in conjunction with additional chemical deterrents. But yeah, it's there. Here's the deal. We have these little bitty birds, and we have these medium birds, and then there's big black birds with red on their streaks, their wings. We have a couple of different kinds of woodpeckers that come and hit the suet cake feeders. Then we have a few cardinals, not many, and then there's a couple of families of blue jays that keep coming back and getting the peanuts. And then we've got a slew of gray squirrels and a few black squirrels. And the chipmunks have now come back out of hibernation, so they're coming up onto the deck and getting stuff as well. And as a result of all of that, every now and again, we'll have a hawk back there, because it's like it's a buffet, and so a hawk will sweep in, and you'll look out the back door, and there'll just be a big ass fucking hawk sitting on one of the arms that hold the bird feeders back there, and he just scared everybody away for a moment. And then, like I said, at night, I have a motion sensor light over my shed that keeps going off because there's a big ass fucking possum living under the shed that comes out looking for his dinner at night. We had some cut up grapes in a bowl out there, and I went to go let the dog out one night, and I got the sliding glass door onto the deck, and I flipped on we have a couple of coach lights on either side of the sliding glass door. I flipped on the lights to light up the deck, and there was this big ass fucking possum just chowing down on fucking grapes. Can you discuss TikTok ban, please? Well, the ban was always still in effect. They just delayed it. And the new deadline is now April 5th. Now, it is as simple as this. The Trump administration could just tell the Department of Justice to not enforce the ban. And then it just kind of stays where it is. Nothing moves, nothing changes. They could allow the ban to go into effect. They could somehow get something passed to alter the law between now and then. But it's the 5th. It's the end of the week. It's never going to happen. So as of the 5th, it's supposed to go bye-bye. We'll see. We'll see. We're here together on YouTube. If TikTok goes away, then TikTok goes away. I don't know what to say. I don't want it to go away, but I know that Trump is pushing a big Trump supporter of his, a big supporter of his to buy it, and he's the top bidder so far. But so far, TikTok doesn't want to sell. Have you played Team Fortress? I don't play video games. I don't know what Team Fortress is. I don't know what platform it would be on. All of that is foreign to me. Oh, TikTok is still, TikTok, right? It's the content people love, and it's the way to make money on the TikTok shop and all of that. But there's a lot of uncertainty to it, which is why I've been working my ass off to make sure that I have content on this platform that people can enjoy and we can all engage in here. And yeah, I have a much larger following on TikTok, but we'll build this up in time too. Were you in some kind of a band? No. No, I was not in a band. You should see a couple of hundred sulfur-crested cockatoos. Noise is incredible. You've never had TikTok? What I have found is that a lot of people on YouTube they like their video content from YouTube, where a lot of people from TikTok are just really addicted to that format. Yes, the guitar is decoration. I was not in a band. This is a music tribute wall. And I have another music tribute wall in front of me. And the guitar is just part of that decor. We've got, Jerry and the guitar and a carving I got in Jamaica and a metal piece a fan sent me, and then this piece over here and some more pictures up there, and then, again on the wall in front of me. No, Taylor Swift is not on the wall. No, I do not Twitch. Once I get the room cleaned up, because it is a fucking disaster right now, I'll give you a proper room tour on a live. Can you do a backflip? Not a chance in hell. What's up? My blood pressure. No, I never got a chance to see the Chicago Transit Authority, otherwise known as Chicago, after they got sued by the Chicago Transit Authority. I have a PC. I'm a grifter, says the faceless coward troll account. Thank you, LJ, for the tip. I love how somebody calls me a grifter and then somebody actually tips me. No grift, just because somebody wanted to. Get fucked. I downloaded TikTok once for like an hour. It messed my phone up. Never again. What do you do for fun? Smoke and fuck. in the past, I've liked the kayak, and since my hip problems, I haven't kayaked, but I need to get back to kayaking. It's a good workout, and I enjoy it a lot. I just chill, not work my ass off anymore. That's what I do for fun. Travel would probably be the number one thing. I would love to continue to do a lot more traveling. We've done a fair amount of traveling. Um, my wife and I have been to, in addition to a few states together, I've been to many, many, many more states than Renee has before we met. But together we've been to a handful of states. We've been to Jamaica 3 times. We've been uh, on a cruise to the Bahamas. Uh, we've been on a cruise out of New Orleans to Mexico, Honduras, and Belize. We did a week in Mexico. Um, there's plans on some more traveling, but that's not cheap. You know what I mean? Epstein Island too. Is that your dream? Is that what you're telling us there? You think about little girls? Is that what you do? It's kind of fucking sick. Thank you for the tip there, Mayor the One. I did see the end of the Bulls Laker game in the form of a clip. Hoping my XRP goes big so you can retire at 50. Can you elaborate as to what that is? Tolerant left. When did I ever say I was tolerant? Can you pinpoint the time when I expressed tolerance towards people that don't deserve tolerance? I will never be tolerant of the intolerant. I will never be tolerant. What? Why freedom of speech? Boo boo, you have freedom of speech from the government. You don't have freedom of speech from other people in society. You don't even have freedom of speech from a social media app. You have freedom of speech from the government. Your First Amendment right protects you from governmental persecution and prosecution. It does not protect you from the consequences of your action and your words. Thank you, James Hoffman. I appreciate that. Cancel culture? Cancel culture. Cancel culture. You mean like the right is currently doing with Yeti? Because Yeti wouldn't make a custom order for a conservative women's group, so now they want to shut him down? Or like the right tried to do with Keurig because they didn't like something Keurig did, or like the right tried to do with Bud Light, or with Jack Daniels, or with Carrier air conditionings, or with Harley Davidsons, or with Macy's, uh, or with any number of things that they didn't like. Carhartt. You mean like that kind of cancel culture? People vote with their pocketbooks. Cancel culture isn't a thing. If you don't want people boycotting your products or your stores, then don't put your political beliefs out there. That goes for both the left and the right. There are liberal companies that put their political beliefs out there and they lose business. There are conservative companies that put their political opinions out there and they lose business. When I was a landscape contractor and had my own business, I put my political opinion out there on Facebook quite often and it cost me business. That was a cost, that was a price I was willing to pay for being able to speak my mind freely. But if you want to come back to Canada, you'll get your back account frozen. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Anyway, as a Californian, I'm now legit worried that because my long dead mother immigrated from Brazil in the early 60s, that I will eventually be deported. I, I can't tell you not to worry. I mean, it's fucking bizarre that I have to say that, but I can't tell you not to worry. His auto tariffs are moronic, and now he's offering the ability to write off the interest payments on your car. So if now he's saying that if you buy a car and it was made in America, they want to pass a bill that says you can write off the interest payments on the car. Great. Do you itemize? Because if you don't, then you really don't get that benefit. If you take the standard deduction, then it doesn't matter what the fuck you bought. As a dual citizen, I won't cross right now. I wouldn't. You're fucking way in hell. No, Trump is not doing a good job, in my opinion. I don't know where you got that from. AOL email is fine. I know plenty of people that still have AOL emails. Hey, listen, if it works, you know what I mean? Thank you for all your laughs and heart. Thank you. I appreciate that. What is this? Oh, you were called a boomer for using it still. You know what really aggravates the fuck out of me? Or I guess I shouldn't say aggravates me because I don't let it aggravate me. It makes me laugh because it's so fucking stupid. Is people who don't know how to use the word boomer correct. Right? Anything they don't like is a boomer. Just like the idiots on the right, right? Where anything that scares them is woke. What about schnazis? Oh, are you suggesting that that liberal people call everybody schnazis and racists? No, we call racists and schnazis racist and schnazis. If you don't want to be called racist, then don't do and say racist shit. If you don't want to be called a schnazi, don't give Nazi salutes at fucking at conventions and speeches. If you don't want to be called schnazis, then don't kind of back off on your condemnation of schnazis. No, not everyone they disagree with, not even close. That's in your world. Grand Funk Railroad is pretty good, man. We're an American band. We're an American band. Last night in Little Rock left me in a haze. Sweet, sweet Connie doing her act. Yeah, it's real simple. You don't want to be called a sexist, don't do sexist shit. Don't say sexist shit. You don't want to be called a homophobe, don't do and say homophobic shit. You don't want to be called a racist, don't do and say racist shit. You don't want to be called a schnazi, don't do and say schnazi shit. It's really fucking simple, man. No, it's an opinion, Jason. You think it's slander. I'll tell you what, if you think it's slander, then why don't you pull an elder millennial and allegedly go get a lawyer and sue somebody? Put your money where your mouth is or shut the fuck up. Real music ended in the 90s. For me, it did. Interesting how you've never been called a Nazi. See? See how that works? She's not done Nazi things, so therefore there has been no reason to refer to her as a Nazi. Words don't hurt you? I don't know. You seem pretty off-put by them right now. You seem to be taking words quite personally, especially when none of them have been directed at you in this room as of yet. What's up, Alaska? How you doing? Beautiful state. Riot, hello. Of the people, by the people, for the people. I'm a United States Navy veteran who volunteered at 19 when Iran took American hostages. Dictator Bone Spurs Chump avoided service 5 times. That is true. That is true. So did Bill Clinton, which really sucks. But yes, I think gone are the days where we have that sort of older American statesman that once served in the military as president, right? That John McCain type, that had he been president, he would have been along the molds of so many former presidents that served in the military at one point in time and then went on to become, politicians. That includes both of the Bush presidents. Uh, doesn't include Reagan, obviously. Or did Reagan serve? I don't think he did. Born in 66, 80s music rules. No, Reagan was an actor. Do you like death metal? Not really my jam. Not, I'm not into that screamo shit. You know what I mean? What made you want to get into politics? When I discovered that everything these motherfuckers do affects my life in some way, shape, or form. Having said all of this, I need to get ready to go upload stuff and then get ready to go to a function. So I got some shit to do, folks. I got some shit to do. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, right back here for the regular Tuesday night live. If you could, the best thing that you could possibly do for me is get as many of your friends and family to follow this channel here on YouTube as humanly possible. Send this channel to everybody. Go, hey, do me a favor, follow this guy, watch his content. You guys watch the content for free. The ads that are attached to those content generates money for me, and that is what my family is currently living off of. So that is the best way that you could possibly assist me, is get as many people as humanly possible to sign up here and watch as much of my content with the ads as humanly possible. Thank you very much. Shalom.